And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please welcome to the ice the members of the 2016 NCAA National Champions from the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back to the Has-Beens, presented by 10K Takes, brought to you always by the Chill Boys. Fellas, visit www.chillboys.com to get your underwear, long johns, and socks. And I've been hearing some complaints, there's these Chill Boys underwear. They cost like $40, $50. I can't spend that much on underwear. I buy $3 Hanes. Well, let me inform you on something here, people. Sometimes there's this saying called, you got to spend money to make money, all right? Now, these Hanes underwear, how long does it take for them to rip and just they're uncomfortable and they stretch out probably within a week, Well, these Chill Boys underwear, they're going to last you at least half a year to a year. So by that time, you had already spent $50 on your dumbass Hanes underwear when you could have been wearing these unbelievable silky underwear Chill Boys, all right? And that's all I got for the Chill Boys today. But, my name is Gage Ausmus, also known as Chief Sioux. I am joined today by Trevor, the Mayor Olson. Jack Mason is our producer, and our guest tonight is Zach Yon. Thanks for coming on, Zach.
Thanks for having me.
So I do want to talk about our weekends. Probably my favorite part, just to recap what we got up to. Maybe it was something, maybe it's nothing. Olson, you want to start us out?
Yeah, I actually made a trip up to the Promised Land, Grand Forks. Hit up the game Friday night and Morgan Wallen Saturday night. So I had myself a time.
Sheesh.
Yes. Had to be buzzing.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a grand old time. I think it was spring break though, so there were some. It wasn't the full student environment. But that's probably good because I'm 28 now. So, yeah. But Friday we ended up at the game. We went to we got into town around 4:30ish. We went to Speedway, got ourselves a nice pint.
Any fish bowls?
No fish bowls, beer only.
Dollar beers though, right?
I don't know what it was. Big old 24-ouncer. Yeah, had about.
They pretty much pay you to booze in Grand Forks.
Yeah, they do. It's insane. Yeah, a bar down here should try and do that because it'd be stuffed.
It works there.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, dollar Busch Lights. Isn't that at Speedway?
I have no idea.
And hams? I don't know.
It's been a while. Anyway,
hams and Busch Light dollar only if we're allowed to put it in the microwave for a minute.
I was gonna say the only time I ever had hams was Green Bay rookie party in juniors. They boiled the hams for me and I had to chug it. Never again. So Speedway had some big old beers, went to the game, passed out some Has-Been merch. Unfortunately, I didn't get it to everybody in Grand Forks. We will find a way to get you guys your stuff moving forward, so stay close to your phones. But that was fun, meeting a lot of people that listen in, and it was a good time. Great. And walked upstairs in the press box, Silver Fox, Tim Hennessy, the boys up there. It was a good time. Made my way up to the Oregon bar, had myself a night. So
it's always a great time going into that place.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
The amount of people you don't realize you know that many people when you go back to the Ralph and you go back to Grand Forks. It's like, God, I still know everyone here.
I think I was more noticed.
Not a lot changes.
Yeah, no, I think I was more noticed as a has-been guy than an actual North Dakota.
Sure.
Podcast really put your name out there.
Speaking of, so the next day we were planning to go to Morgan Wallen, so we did the drum bun bit. Really nice. Miss those establishments. You
get a shrimp Caesar?
No. Should I have?
You don't drink Caesars?
I drink Bloodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bun has the best Caesar in town.
Ooh. Yeah. Kelly's?
Wow, we have a challenge.
Kelly's 100%.
Yeah, a little challenge, really. Right. But that's you guys had the house right behind there, right? The big house.
Yeah, we were like a block away from it, so that was our hometown bar.
Yeah, so you just walked over there.
We'll defend that till we die.
Love that. I appreciate that. So anyway, I see some gal wearing a number 11 jersey, no name on it, just 11, and I walked by her and I tapped her on the back and I go, "That's a good number." And I started walking away and she goes, "Hey." Calls me back in. She's like, "You're Trevor, aren't you?" And I was like, yeah. She's like, you got to meet my, I don't know, significant other, boyfriend, husband. I was kind of hammered at that point.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No. And she's like, hey, do you know who this is? And the guy goes, nope. And she's like, well, can you sign my jersey? So I signed the 11 jersey. And then went to Morgan Wallen. It was a time. Ubers were very expensive afterwards. So we went to Playmakers for 1 or 12 and made our way home.
Playmakers, just a casino mid Grand Forks.
Oh, yeah. I lost my ass in
Hilarious.
blackjack. Yeah.
That's right under. Or wait, where is that again?
That's in the Canad Inn.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right next to the tavern there. And
Oh yeah, the Tav.
it's a good little spot.
Yeah, it is.
Bar hop there. There's 3 of them.
Yeah. Should we head over to the next bar?
Should we go bar hop to Canada?
Close the tab. Head over.
Actually, there's a 4th option. There's sometimes a wedding there that you can just walk in.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's open bar. Yeah, it is. Thanks, fellas. Yonner, you get up to anything good last weekend?
I was over in St. Paul for most of the weekend for state tournament. There's always a lot of Roseau people that come down for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Roseau couldn't make it this year, but there's still a lot of people that come down. We have like a big Roseau Ram Hockey Association gathering, and my parents were down, so
nice.
It was fun. I'd only made it to one game, the single A championship game, and the rest were watched at the truck bar.
Nice.
Did you enjoy?
Eagle Street.
Did you enjoy St. Patty's Day celebration down there?
It was fun. They had a bar crawl down there, so there was a ton of St. Patrick's like celebrations going on, but it was obviously flooded with plenty of hockey fans too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was a fun weekend to be around there.
Yeah, that's great stuff, Mace.
Pretty much just watched the Minnesota hockey tournament all weekend, but then on Friday night, me and some buddies went to the new Batman movie, and we snuck in 2 whole pizzas and a bag of wine.
How do you get
Bag of wine.
How do you get 2 pizzas in there?
You know, system works.
You know, you should almost like do one of those tube things and you're holding the bag of wine next to you. You know how the sick people have the tubes? That's kind of a sick move. I just thought about that in my
They're not
head.
going to question that.
You just tape it to your leg and, oh, that's my pee bag.
Oh, that's my catheter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bloody, you know. They're going through some stuff right now.
My kidney's going through something.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
They're not going to challenge that.
Mace, you like that Batman movie? What's the scout?
It was pretty good. I think it would have been better if they made it like a TV series, made it like 8 episodes or something, because they really packed a lot into like 3 hours.
That's what I heard.
For
I
sure.
heard it's pretty dark
Yeah, it was.
compared to the old ones.
Yeah, it was a lot more. I don't know what the word would be, but it was a lot more dark. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard good reviews on it, so it's kind of exciting.
I've heard really good, and then I've also heard really bad, but I think that's because of length.
I would go into it comparing it to The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
with Christian
and you can't.
Bale.
and
you can't.
you
So
can't
good.
you can't really compare any movie to The Dark Knight.
No.
But yeah, no, I happened to go down to Chicago on the weekend. It was me and 3 other guys, and we stayed in an Airbnb with 7 girls, us 4 guys, a big friend group. We had this planned for a while. So obviously the drive down there was great. You know, excitement's high.
Yeah.
You can imagine the drive back.
Yeah.
A little lower.
A little lower.
Yeah.
You know, hat in hand
Yeah.
almost.
Oh, yeah.
Head down.
Yeah.
Kind of, who am I? I don't know.
Focus on the white lines. Getting home.
Is that who you are? I don't know.
Just instant regret.
Yeah, just
Just holding down burps.
Oh, those are the worst. Worst day of the year is the Sunday after We Fest. I've always said that.
you can't eat. You
Going
can,
home after a
You
weekend
can
like that.
barely get home without falling asleep at the wheel after We Fest. It's like, it's terrible. Probably put together a total of maybe 6 hours slept on the weekend. That's perfect. Nice job.
I went to WeFest for one night. I went with Tucker Pullman, and he woke up the next morning, and he's like, yep, I'm out. we went for one night. That was it.
We were a few year vets for it.
Oh, yeah.
And we drug Colt along too. And he's kind of the same as Tuck, where he
Yeah.
needs to battle up a little bit. But yeah.
It's all in the head, you know.
Oh, it's all
You know,
mental.
You think you're, have a headache and you're sick, which you probably are, but it's also in the head. You know, that's what.
You can also just think it away.
Yeah, that's what David Goggins would tell you. You know, it's all in your head. Just toughen up, pussy. All right, let's get into our predictions now. A little different this week because we have some kind of championship games. The Big Ten championship, the CCHA championship, NCHC starting their tournament. So we have that going on. We're going to start off with Nodak versus Western, first round of the semifinals of the NCHC tournament here. Actually, let's go Yonner first because the guests are in first place.
Okay, I like that.
Are we?
Yeah, the
Okay,
guests
good.
are in first.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the first game?
Nodak, Western.
No Dak.
Western.
Yeah, I mean, Mace,
Not
going
biased.
Nodak.
Nodak.
Nice.
This is it sucks because our boy Jake Sanderson looks like he's not playing.
Your
Friday
boy.
night.
Yeah.
My boy.
Do you teach him that diving across the crease on Twitter? Do you see that video?
Oh yeah,
To block the-
Yeah.
he definitely
Stop
took
the
that out
puck.
on my book. I was an all out, do whatever it
Just
takes.
selling your
guy.
body.
Anything it takes, whatever it takes. I was actually pissed to see him do that. It's like, dude, you're the best player in college hockey. You don't need to dive to stop. If it's going in, just
Head
let it go
first
in.
into the
We'll
post.
take you. Yeah, we'll take you on the ice. But no, hell of a heart. But I'm gonna go Nodak. I just kind of have to. Sorry, Goffer and the Western boys, but we'll see you guys in the third place game, suckers. Next game, Denver versus Duluth.
Oh. My head says Denver, but I'm gonna go Duluth.
Duluth always plays well at
Yeah.
this damn tournament.
And I don't know. Duluth's really good too. I don't even know if that's an upset or not, but
Yeah,
I'm going
no,
Duluth.
they're both good.
Yeah.
They're both good. I'm going Denver.
Mace.
I'm gonna go Duluth.
I'm gonna go 4-0 without you guys.
I'm gonna go. I'm going Denver.
Love that.
I wanted Duluth, but
We'll bring up a little story about Duluth and the Frozen Face-Off. Josie just got traded.
Yeah, what happened there?
You guys-
Did you ever score a goal in this tournament against Duluth, or did you have like an assist or a point or anything?
Yeah, I had a goal and an assist.
Oh boy,
2 assists.
Who's counting?
Yeah. I don't
3
know.
points.
I got it written up on my wall.
Good.
Games versus Duluth. I got little check marks, goals, assists, pims.
Pinned.
Plus minus block shot.
Oh yeah, only against Duluth though.
TOI. Okay, next one. Minnesota versus Michigan in the Big Ten Championship.
I'm gonna go Minnesota. I think it could go either way, but Minnesota.
I'm going Michigan. Got to get hot at the right time.
I'm going Michigan too. Hate the guys, they, pussy down on playing Western, but this weekend, go blue.
Go blue.
Blue and cool. Wolverines, fuck off.
That's the exact reason I'm picking the Gophers. I just can't cheer for Michigan. I'm going Gophers.
I respect that, Mace.
Yeah. Sticking to your guns.
All right, next one. CCHA Championship. This is a tough one. Bemidji versus Mankato.
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 I'm going Mankato.
All right, fuck you guys. I'm going Bemidji.
Love that.
Nice.
Beavers are going to take home the first CCHA championship ever. Actually, it's been a league back then, but this CCHA, the one that's going on now, the first one ever. Beavers.
All right.
Saratoga.
Saratoga.
He's got him going. All right. Well, we got that out of the way. It's a close race. We should probably decide on a consequence here
I
pretty
was just
soon.
thinking about that. Have you guys figured one out yet?
Not yet.
And now it's not so weird for me to pick one because Mace and I are tied for last.
Yeah.
So
You guys might have to discuss it out. Like, how far are we willing to go as people?
Yeah. What are some of the options?
We got horse. You gotta watch 24 hours of the horse racing channel.
Oh yeah.
And every waffle's an hour off. Polar plunge up in Lake Superior. Nude painting.
I think the nude painting is the
That's
one.
my number one.
I think it's got to be.
I'm gonna have to get on the horn and try to see if we can find someone to do that.
Yeah,
Easily, you could get a college student to do it.
Question: if you're
go to the art school.
if you lose this matchup here, and you have to get a painting, do you do the little do you shake it out to get a little blood flow down there so it's not shriveled up?
1,000,000%.
You can't. I'll probably down there like trying to like come on.
Oh yeah, wake up! Get up there.
30-40% minimum.
Yeah, minimum. That's a good point. I'm almost pushing 50, 60. Like I want it resting right on top of the old nuggets. You know.
Oh yeah, give me some. Is it cold in here? Let's turn up the heat. Come on.
Can I get a wind blower on my horn and make it hot air? I think we just commit to it right now.
We're committing.
Committing nude painting. You got to get your.
There we go.
I love it.
Nude
I already
painting
have
is-
to. I lost my football fantasy league, and so I already have to go to IHOP for the pancake challenge.
Have you not done that yet?
I haven't done it.
I thought you were going to do that with Colton when you went out and saw him out in Stockton or wherever the heck he is.
I thought about it. I've thought about doing it a lot of days, and then I wake up and realize I don't want to do it.
So what's the pancake challenge? What do you
So
have to do?
I have to go to IHOP and for 24 hours, and every pancake I eat takes off 1 hour until you can go.
Okay.
So if he eats,
Play with
say
that how
he
you
eats 4 in the first hour, then he's got 5 hours down.
Yep.
So he's got 19 hours left.
Yep.
So he could either hammer out 10 of them right away and then chill there for a bit and then slowly.
What's the what are the what are the rules on puking? Can you gauge
I don't think you
I
can.
don't know. We
I
haven't
don't think you
established
can.
rules. Probably not, though.
I don't think you can shove your fingers down your throat.
I mean, if you're willing to do it, if you're willing to just waste all these pancakes you
Yeah.
just ate, go ahead.
I think an achievable goal is 15 pancakes in 9 hours.
I think you can do that easily.
You think so?
Yeah. Easily.
9 hours at IHOP. That's still
Even that's a long time.
he was,
15 pancakes
he
is
was
a lot,
talking.
though,
He's
too.
like, well, one day when I'm working at home, I'll bring my laptop.
Yeah, because I mainly work from home. I was like, oh, bring my laptop, crush out work for a day.
I mean, what do you feel like after? I mean, you're gonna be tempted by there's gonna be people walking by ordering like eggs and bacon, and you're like, oh, it smells good, but I gotta pound another pancake.
Maybe it'd be smart to mix in like an egg or something just to change up the...
Maybe
The
try
pace,
to.
yeah.
You
know.
could probably try to reach out to Joey Chestnut and see what his strategies are for eating all this shit in one time.
Learn from the pros.
Yeah.
Before we
right.
move on, did we want to do a little bonus point round?
Oh.
for
Smart.
we
Atta
did.
baby,
We
Mace.
did.
That's why you're our horse. That's why you're our horse.
That's why you're here. All right. Bonus round, Mace. The NCHC winner. Because it's pretty much a 25% chance we get this right. I mean, any of these teams coming down can win this tournament. So this is the hardest one.
Yep.
Yonner?
Well, I picked Nodak and Duluth to be in the final. I'm going Duluth.
Nodak.
Ooh.
Is that against the rules?
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
no.
Thank you.
It's not. It's kind of covering some bases.
Yeah, you like that? Oh.
Yeah, that's actually smart. Maybe
Thank
to
you.
spread it out.
Yeah.
I think Reese Gaber is gonna absolutely fly around the ice. I'm going Nodak.
All right.
I'm not mad about that.
Boy, would I love to see that. I'm going to give myself a win-win situation and pick someone else, because obviously if Nodak wins, I'll be happiest. But if I pick someone else, actually what happens if that team doesn't win and then someone else does? That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick Denver to win it, but I'm going to pick Denver to win it.
All right. I like that.
The
So,
Pios.
so if Western wins, none of us get bonus.
Nope.
But I get I get a point for the North Dakota game. Love that. That's great.
Did Deanna say Duluth?
Yeah.
He's gonna win? Okay.
And are we doing 2 points or 1 point?
2
for the winner?
points.
2 points on that one if you get it.
2 points, Father Pat. Semi-pro.
Foul. No, 2 fouls.
Thank you.
You can't go flying through the air like that. All right. Let's get to our hypotheticals here. I got our first one up. Would you rather win a state championship or a Clark Cup. USHL championship, junior championship, wherever you're playing, or a state championship, high school hockey.
Minnesota high school.
Yeah. We're
Yonner, you go first.
I'd go high school for sure.
I'd go high school 1,000,000%. Not because I technically already won a Clark Cup, only playing 9 games with Green Bay. Gave me a little hat. Says it on my elite prospects. But, I mean, you're a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid playing in front of 18,000 fans with your best buddies that you grew up with. Minnesota high school state championship.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only reason I think it's close, because high school, obviously you grow up with all these guys, and it's like, how many games do you play? 28, 30.
Yeah.
In juniors, you're playing probably 70 plus games, and then you get to the playoffs and you go through all these rounds, and it's an absolute
just
goddamn
goes on and
war.
on.
Yeah.
You got to feel pretty good after you win that one. It's like almost winning the Stanley Cup almost. Like that's the type of path you have to take to win it. But I'm going to agree with you guys. I would probably go state championship as well. Just, winning the state championship for your town, the town you grow up in.
Yeah.
Especially at the XL Energy Center.
Yeah.
It's a little different for you guys, a little easier for you guys to choose because I'm a single A guy. So like my championship game will like probably have the lower bowl filled, and then you guys would have 18,000. So I'm just like not as cool there, but still pick it. Still go.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think that's a good point too about juniors with the Clark Cup.
Just like the grind of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like me coming from such a small town, like I grew up so close with the buddies that I grew up playing with. I feel like it would just
and I do think there's it's close. I think there's a little more weight on Yonner because he's playing a double-A schedule from a town that has fucking 2,000 people living.
Yeah.
It's like stupid. It's like what are these guys playing double-A for?
But
This is ridiculous.
But they keep pumping out good players in
Well,
Roseau.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
like-
know what
it's
the
a-
fuck
because all
they
these-
feed you guys
that's all there
up
is
there.
to do up there. Have you ever been up there in January and February?
No, but I've been up there in July. A hell of a time.
Then it's just off ice training.
12-ounce curls up in Roseau from fucking 10 till 20 till
But yeah,
80.
like Olson is coming from Duluth East, and it's like he's at tryouts, and his head coach is picking from like 200 players.
Yeah, we were happy to have a full.
We cut 2 guys my year.
Really?
Yeah. Duluth East doesn't have like a. It's turning
got
into
way
like
more
a
numbers than that.
It's turning into like a lacrosse town now.
And don't listen to him. He had a lot of guys to pick from. He's trying to downplay it.
We were lucky to have a full varsity JV squad.
Yeah, we cut 2 guys, great dudes, but just couldn't make it.
And not everyone cuts it.
No.
Well, okay, next one. Stanley Cup or Olympic gold medal?
Wow.
Ooh.
What do you think, Yonner?
Wow, that's a good one.
That's
This
a
is lot
great
tighter.
Because
question.
one's like, I think one obviously you work a lot longer for with the same guys, but the other one's like you're the best in this entire country,
Yeah.
and you made
No,
the team.
in the entire
Yeah.
world.
And you're
the
world
best, You're one of the
champion.
best players in this country,
Yeah.
and you make the team, and then you win. You're the best in the entire on Earth.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That is. I think I'd still go Stanley Cup. Just like we said about juniors versus high school, just how much more work it goes into it.
And I think you're probably. Oh, I would definitely say Stanley Cup as well, just because. Yeah, you go through that grind, especially playoffs and all year long, and like you've probably created a bond with all these guys that I don't think you can possibly create in the Olympics with the amount of games they play. It's just not enough.
Right.
But it's close, man. I mean, to say you won a gold medal for, in the Olympics, that's nuts.
I'm going to be devil's advocate here. Stanley Cup would be insane, obviously. You play 82 games, and that's just the regular season. But I think just the fact of winning a medal and saying like the cliche thing, you know, I won this for my country or we won this for our country. I just think that's.
You could maybe say you're better well remembered after that too. Like everyone knows 1980 Olympic team. And
I mean,
there's a lot of NHLers be like, oh, did they win a cup? Did they? And then it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of forget about it. You know, like who won the cup in 2016? Do you guys know? I don't fucking know.
No.
It's been 6 years. I mean, I probably can remember if someone told me like, oh, they won it. And I could probably say like, oh yeah, these guys were on the team. But right now I can't name off who won. But I can tell you who won the 1980 Olympics.
Yeah. That's true.
I just think I would still pick a Stanley Cup, but yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, I'm going to go Olympic gold.
All right. Now we're going to change gears here with the next hypothetical. Really change gears. Would you rather soak a nut punch or a bad eye gouge? A poke to the eye.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Is it both eyes, like 2 fingers?
It's just, I think it's, you know, it could be either one, it could be both, but it's like, you know, like, even if you take a little poke to the eye, it's like, that's tough.
Yeah, but if you take a love tap to the old nuggets.
It's also true. It's like.
You're risking going blind or not having children.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down
to.
I think I'll go first here. I think I'm soaking the nut punch.
I think I am too.
Especially if I have to continue on, you know, I'm kind of talking like if you're playing a sport here, like not just, you know, if I were to just poke Olson in the eye or punch him in the nuts, what do you take? I want it like mid game where you have to actually like do shit afterwards. You have to play.
Okay,
afterwards.
so you're active. Okay.
So that's why I would pick the nut punch because like if I get eye gouged or poked in the eye, I might not be able to see the rest of the night.
Yeah. You're going nut tap too?
I think so. I remember one year, I think it was my sophomore, junior year, Jasper Weatherby took a slap shot when I was screening in front of the net, and it hit me straight on, and I dropped. I crippled. I couldn't even control it. I just went straight down. I don't know if I'd have the same reaction for an eye gouge. I'd still pick eye gouge. Yeah,
you'd pick eye gouge.
I think so.
I'm going nugget tap for that exact reason. I've taken way too many pucks in that area. It hurts. It sucks. You got this big old stomach ache, and it's just sitting. One of them just goes right up India, and it's just,
you're gonna puke it out.
Yeah,
that's something I'm willing to do. An eye gouge. This is what got me to where I was in hockey. My vision, IQ, just the smartest guy out there.
Not the skills. You know, I might not be able to skate as fast or shoot as hard or stick handle as well, but I could outthink you.
These little things right here. I could take, you know, I've taken enough punishment in the Nuggets where I can take one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm along with you there. All right, our last one. It's kind of trending right now. Do you think there's more wheels or doors in the world?
This topic stresses me out because I think about it way too much.
It's so stupid.
It is stupid.
But when it came across social media, it just got me going down this wormhole of God knows
what. You think about everything. I was kind of leaning doors, but after we were just talking earlier, I think you're right with wheels.
I'm going to agree. I think it's wheels, and it's not close.
I also think it's wheels, and I don't think it's close either. It's like, guys, we're not thinking about all the wheels.
What is the big What's the big gap?
Like
what separates
it? Comes down to, are people talking about doors like this, or anything with hinges
that opens?
But if that's a door, then everything that rotates has to be considered a wheel. Again, wheels wins by a long shot.
Yeah, like are we considering, you know, like when we used to order pizzas, we're like, let's get a wheel.
Yeah,
is a pizza a wheel?
But is the pizza box a door?
Yeah.
So those cancel out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless it's a frozen pizza and you rip open the plastic.
Yep.
Yep.
Then we have pizza wheels.
But then you have an oven.
Oh,
Boom. Oh my God. I'm hotter than a
I
tamale
don't
today,
know.
boys.
I saw on TikTok they're like you would count like coffin doors.
Okay.
In a coffin. How many people have died in the history of the world?
How many people have been buried just in the dirt? How many have been cremated?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go to war for this one.
One
Eight.
thing
Yeah.
one
Mace?
thing I just thought of is cabinet doors.
Yeah, that's one of the big arguments, but it just comes down to, does that chair that you're sitting in have wheels?
yeah, it's got 5.
Yeah,
wheels.
it's got
Okay.
a couple of them.
Yeah. There's too many in my opinion. I don't think it's close. I don't.
I don't either. I don't know where this originated from. It's always fun when these types of things come up. It reminded me of, and it really has nothing to do with this, but it reminded me of the old, is this dress red?
Yep.
Oh,
Or is this
yeah.
dress gold and white, or is it black and blue?
Yep.
And everyone's like, no, you stupid motherfucker. It's white and gold. No, it's blue and black.
It was confirmed black and blue though, wasn't it? Eventually.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought
I
it
still
was.
don't know, so let's get into
Oh,
this
okay.
debate.
Maybe
What
not.
was it for you? Because it was white and gold for me.
It was
it really?
It was white and gold for me too.
I saw it as black and blue.
Definitely, I thought it was black and blue too.
I thought they confirmed it as black and blue, but I
How
could
does
be
that-
wrong on that.
How does that happen? Have you ever seen those? Those? I mean, we saw them back in elementary, but I just saw them again recently, where it'll play a noise or like a sound.
Yep.
And if you look at one word, you can
Yeah.
hear the other. You can hear that word, and then if you look at the other word, you hear that word. It's
Yeah.
like this can't be real.
That was
Yeah.
weird. I
What
think it was
is-
like brainstorm and,
And-
green needle. Or
Yeah, green needle
Is that
and
what it was?
brainstorm.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and it makes me think like that. Just makes me question everything. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, when I was talking to this guy, I heard him say this, but did he say something else? I don't know.
I have another one for you. I'm gonna really throw us through a loop. Just the fact about like colors. So this is like red to me, but it could be blue to you, but you call it red.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one fucks my mind
Oh,
up.
yeah.
What if it goes by like eye color?
I don't know. It's weird.
Like what if my blue is
It's my red.
yeah.
It's weird. I don't. That one fucks me up. I shouldn't even brought it up.
Well, all of this just, I mean, what is, it's basically, light coming from electricity or whatever it is, these lights around us, or the sun. All we see is light reflecting off all these objects. Like, we don't really see these objects. It's just the light reflecting off them and then coming back and hitting our eyes. And obviously, everyone must have just different eyes.
That's
somehow.
weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird to think
Yeah, and
about.
it's like Joesty just gets traded to the wild and he says he's colorblind, but I mean,
How do we know?
Maybe we're all colorblind. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maybe he just can't see light. He's a weirdo.
I don't even want to think about I see red and you see blue, but you call it red.
Yeah.
That,
And
Isn't that
maybe
fucked?
get that out of here.
maybe it goes by eye color. Like everyone with green eyes sees the same.
Yeah.
Like a filter.
Blue,
Yeah,
same.
I don't know, man. But somebody told me that once, and I thought about it for 8 years. It was 8 years ago. I'm still thinking about it. It's fucked.
All right, let's move on. Let's get into Yonner's playing career here. So Yonner, you kind of grow up a little bit in Crookston, right?
Yeah,
You were
from
there
that.
for a quick minute, and then you go to Roseau. Mm-hmm. What prompted you to go up to Roseau? Was that hockey related, or was that?
No, it was not at all. Even when I lived in Crookston through 4th grade, was it? Like first year of squirts, maybe. I don't know. But both of my parents grew up in Roseau. My grandparents were there. My mom's side of the family has like 200 relatives there. Like my entire family's there. And so
They started Roseau.
we're one of the founding families of Roseau. And
They got a bunch of houses in the backwoods. They come on at night.
And so I was still pretty young, and so was my sister. And I feel like we spent a ton of like growing up, like summers back there too. So it just made sense to finally go back. It was once my mom switched jobs we were able to
Go
go
back.
out there. Yeah.
So
I think they're just
your
waiting for
parents
that.
kind of always wanted to go back, but just
Yeah.
that's sweet. I mean, you obviously have friends in Crookston and stuff. Like, were you mad about it at all, or were you just like, this is awesome?
No, I was not. I still remember my parents asking, like, what do you think about us moving to Rosa? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Because I already knew a handful of people like Bob and like Alex Strand, and like I already knew a handful, so it was pretty easy to go.
Yeah. And not to chirp Crookston, but there's not much going on.
That rink is cheeks, or the old one. I don't know.
The old one was terrible.
The new one's not bad.
Didn't they have a brick wall on one end or something?
Yeah,
it was bad.
I mean, we used to play like Pee-wee or Peanut Jamborees there.
Yeah.
You had to wear like long johns and wool socks because it was colder in there than outside.
I'm pretty sure there was an actual bus that played for Crookston back in the day. I think he was like 6'4" as a 10 years old.
Huge.
I don't remember his name. I hope he's doing well, but if I remember right, this guy was 6'4" as a 10-year-old, and he used to just run people over.
They did have one of those guys. I remember. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a business decision on going back and getting this puck and just let him take it.
I am 12. He's like the pitcher from.
I am 12, $5 in there. I mean, how cheap was that ref and bench warmers? I am 12, $5. Okay, he's 12.
Carlos got drunk in the dugout. But no, it was. I think my whole family was excited to move back. It definitely wasn't based on hockey or sports or anything like that.
So were you always into hockey, like pretty deeply when you? I mean, because I remember when you got there, you were really good at hockey. I mean, everyone knew who Zach Yon was. You played in the summers. You're a good player. Did you already have that love of the game? And in Crookston, or it has to grow when you get to Roseau, because that town is just straight hockey.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I did love hockey from a super young age. I think my dad, like a lot of hockey dads, get their kids in it right away, and you fall in love with it. But yeah, it definitely grows growing up in Roseau. Like there's so much tradition and history there with the sport that growing up playing in the Memorial and the North Rink is something special.
And I talk about. I think what contributes to Roseau's success a little bit is kind of the pressure and tradition that you guys have behind the name Roseau Rams. You probably feel a little bit more pressure and feel like, like everyone in the town's watching you guys. So like there's a little more on your shoulders when you're playing hockey there. It's kind of like North Dakota. And I say why North Dakota's always good because you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders to be a good team and to be successful. And I think that plays a factor into, the whole season and how it goes. Because I've told, there's a lot of Sioux fans out there who, like they get swept by Cornell and earlier this year. And there's probably people in the stands booing North Dakota. And it's like, and other fans are like, no, like, you guys are cheating. You guys are fair weather fans. Like, this team's trying hard. And I'm like, no, like, boo them. If you get swept at home, boo them. Yeah. That puts, that makes those guys be like, fuck, I gotta get her going. We all gotta get her going. Like, let's go.
Right. No, that's true. There's an expectation to perform.
Yeah.
And I'm like growing up, our youth program is blue and white. Because they say you got to earn the green and white once you get to high school. You have to put in your time and earn it and prove yourself.
Yeah.
And I think just us knowing that we're a very small fish in a big pond playing AA, with like a 9th through 12th grade enrollment of like 350.
Yeah.
You have that pressure. And I loved growing up with that. It definitely pushes you as a player and as a team to perform. And my age had a really great group of kids going through. And so we made the most of it.
Did you know when you were going to Roseau that your kind of age group was pretty good at hockey?
Yeah. I think when you, especially like in a small town, it can kind of sometimes go in waves as far as, just numbers of kids going out.
Yeah.
And there's every few years, there's always a group of kids, it seems like, that really come together. Like, for us, it was 7 or 8 of us that just were always at the rink, always at the North Rink, putting in time. And so I think, especially like right around Pee Wees, we knew that we had a good team. Especially our second year, we won state. We beat like the big teams like Woodbury and Edina, and we knew we could compete with those cities teams.
Yeah.
And obviously, as you get older, there becomes that gap. But I think we did the most of it to.
That's another huge thing you guys have to your advantage in Roseau is that rink that stays open 24/7. That you can skate at any time of the day, whenever you want. You can sleep over there if you want. It's like the doors are just always open. The ice is just always here for you guys. Like, I think that's such an advantage. And I always get at, like, I look at, because even when I was growing up, East Grand Forks, it's small. There's 8,000 people there. It's not as small as Roseau, but when we were growing up, like in Pee-wees, we took 5th in state. In Bantams, we took 3rd in state. We beat Maple Grove. We lost to Woodbury in the semis, and then we beat Grand Rapids. It was a really good team. Or it wasn't Grand Rapids. It was someone else. I can't remember. But it's like, I'm thinking about how can we compete with these teams that have so many options from players they're picking. And then I get down here, and I start living here when I'm older nowadays. And I'm driving around in the summers, and I'm realizing, like, this is why we're better up there, because these kids have so many things to do down here. They can drive 5 minutes down the road and go on the lake. They can do this. They can do that. They're not thinking about hockey. When I was growing up, it was like, what do I want to do? I can't really fucking do anything. So I might as well just play, shoot pucks and play hockey and do it, further my game. And
Right.
I think that has a huge part to do with it. Like Roseau, there's probably not much for you guys to do up there. I mean, you golf. You might go fishing, hunting. Yeah. I mean, obviously all that stuff, but it's like you got to work on the game.
Right. For a good 6 months out of the year when you can't be outside golfing, fishing, all that, it's hockey. That's all there was. And that's all we did. Like right after school, go to practice. Right after practice, go to the North Rink, open hockey for like 3 hours.
So I have a question. We've had this discussion before, and we've talked about, getting kids out to do other activities, play different sports. What side do you kind of lean on?
As far as being like a multi-sport athlete or one?
Yes.
I think today's day and age, which this kind of sucks, but I feel like you can either be average at a few or great at one.
Yeah.
That's a great
For a lot
point.
of people.
Yeah.
There's some people that can really excel at a couple sports and they're just freak athletes or whatever it is. But I think that's kind of what it comes down to. I mean, if you want to play Division I hockey now or Division I in any sport, you got to kind of practice it, focus on it year round.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, it kind of takes away just the sheer athleticism of kids, playing other sports.
That was my debate was, you want to be an all-around athlete, but that's a great point. I hadn't heard that side of it before, and that's very interesting. So I just wanted to hear that.
I'm also a sick golfer, so
Attaboy, welcome to the has-beens. Talk about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, what's the handicap over there?
Yeah, it's single digits for sure.
I bet she's a 7 to 9 probably early on.
Yeah,
and then I bet you it gets low the more you
to 5 maybe.
I bet you could I don't know. I bet you 4 or 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5. I'll give you 4 or 5.
You're about there too.
Yeah.
Pumping at 350 off the tee.
God, no. Used to, though.
Is it like, okay, this hole's 350 yards, so I'm really good with my pitching wedge today, so I'm going to want to be 150 out from this.
No.
I've played with guys like that. They're like, I mean, that's probably the smart way to play, but it's like, I didn't come out here and pay $50 to play 18 to not hit my driver off the fucking tee.
To lay up.
I walk up to every tee box, put my beer down, and then tee up and smoke it as far as I can.
Yeah, me too. I try and think that I'm good sometimes. In tournaments, I play tournaments every once in a while. I'll take, a few holes. I'll be it's probably not the smart play. But when I'm out there playing with friends, I'm ripping it.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. Yeah.
It's the best in scramble. You got all 3 guys go before you. And one of them's down the middle, and you're like, I mean, I'm going to fucking Happy Gilmore this.
You put that best guy to just put a safe one out the middle. And then,
oh, yeah.
And then the guys that really spray it step up.
That was the Roseau Youth Hockey Association up there in the summers when we went back and visited.
A great day.
You just get cranked and then do a big scramble with
5-man scramble.
Oh.
There's like 40-some teams.
I love
all
it.
spread out around.
There's
the course.
always that group that like most of the time finished first or second, and no guy in the team had any drinks, and they're taking it so seriously. It's like, buddy, do you really feel that cool? My team just had 100+ drinks between the four of us. You're not that cool. I mean,
No.
we can't even see straight. Yeah, you might have beat us, but did you have a good time out there? No,
And I play better
we
after
had
a
a
few
fucking
too. If
ball
I
out
like
there.
try to like take it seriously, that's when my game goes way down.
There's always that comfort zone when you're
Yep.
golfing. Like,
Right in that slot.
if you
in that
got
sweet
right,
spot.
if you're right in the pocket, you're like, this is the best I am. I can understand why John Daly was so good out there.
Yeah. You're just not overthinking anything. You just step up, swing, see where it goes.
Cranking beers and darts. Diet Cokes and darts on the tour, and then he'd just crush beers afterward.
That guy's an athlete.
Crush a 6-pack at the turn and then head back out.
All right, should we dial back into Yonner's career?
Yeah. So, okay. So you go from Roseau. Well, how did you guys, I kind of keep wanting to go on Roseau here. You had some really good teams. So you win Bantam State, which is pretty, I mean, that's nuts. Because nowadays, I don't like what they're doing nowadays. They got single A and double A split up. And you played 2 different state tourneys like high school.
Yeah, and we're going through is just one.
Back when we were playing, it was just all one. It's just everyone plays against each other, which I liked. But yeah, so you guys win state bantams. That was pretty incredible. I remember playing against you guys. You were only a first year, so your team was still good. Your first year bantams and peewees, but not as elite as when you were a second year peewee and bantam.
Yeah, because I think it was kind of my class that had that core group of guys that would really step up. So our second year peewees, we won state, and then second year bantams too.
So then you go from, you're in Roseau. How do you make the decision? Did you graduate and then go to juniors?
Yeah. It's maybe it's a northern Minnesota thing. Maybe it's just Roseau, but it's not a real popular move to leave high school early.
Yeah.
I mean, guys have done it. Like Aaron Ness did it.
He did?
Yeah, he accelerated. He was he
went straight to
accelerated to the U.
college.
Yeah. He won
Well, that's a little-
Mr. Hockey his junior year and then went on to the U.
I mean, I remember watching that guy in high school. It was insane.
It was.
Yeah.
I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
He's doing out there.
But not many people do it. I had never really seriously considered doing it. And I don't think any of us really did. I know like Cole Buxton, who was another guy on our team, was a great player, great D. He had he almost went to the Dub, I remember, kind of early. But kind of came to his senses and stayed back. I mean, we had a great group of guys, and
I suppose all you guys are like convincing those guys to come back.
Oh yeah, we need every player we can.
Yeah. So then you leave Roseau, you go to Bismarck.
Yep.
With Alex Strand, that's your first junior team.
Yeah. Right after the state tournament, my senior year, I remember actually there was something with the USHL, but I was gonna go to Dubuque, I believe, right after. But there's something that didn't work out. So Al and I went to Bismarck for a few months right after.
And then you playing well there, and you get called up to the USHL, or
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, I didn't know a ton about junior hockey.
No.
yeah,
And so I remember kind of halfway through my senior year, Bismarck was calling, and they're like, "Yeah, like if sign with us, we can bring you in after your season." I was like, "Sure, okay." And that was before I was committed to a college or anything, and I didn't really know what my next steps were going to be. But yeah, no, went to Bismarck. I remember we were only supposed to be there for like a few weeks to a month, but we actually ended up making a pretty good playoff push, making it to not the finals, but it might have been semifinals for the league. But no, that was a good stint. I enjoyed it. And then shortly after that season, Fargo called, and they really struggled that year before, and they had some high draft picks and some tenders and stuff. So I signed a tender with them and went after my senior year.
were you committed to college at this point, or did you work your way there through Fargo?
No, I was committed in high school. Around like February, I want to say. It was shortly before the state tournament. I think we might have been. It was during playoffs, I think, was when I committed.
So, I mean, what are your options there? Did you only kind of have your eyes on one option, or were there?
Through like the Elite League, which you guys know about the Elite League, like kind of the Minnesota high school league that goes on before each high school season, heavily recruited. I kind of talked to St. Cloud, I remember a little bit, and maybe one or two others like my junior year, but wasn't anything super intense. And then kind of the second half of my senior year was when more teams got involved. Like St. Cloud was a little bit in the picture. I think the U was a little bit, but I'd never had any interest because I don't know. My dad played there, and I just didn't really. At that time, I was such a homebody too. I was like, God, the U, like huge, like too far from home. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I think Bemidji a little bit too. Yale was kind of an odd one that was out of nowhere.
Did you have the grades to go there, or did you just cheat on your test scores?
I think I had the grades. I remember them saying like, just good ACTs grades, and we can get you in. But it's kind of the same thing. They wanted me to come up for a visit, and I was like, no, like I'm not going east. I don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
I went out to UMass Lowell, and it was fun, completely different.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're on the East Coast, it's like this doesn't feel like home.
When I didn't know anything about East Coast hockey when I was same with juniors, like I was like, what's after high school?
You don't, because you grow up in Minnesota and you watched the WCHA.
Yeah, you watched the U and North Dakota and
exactly. So and you don't even know, like, the only time you ever hear about these other schools are during the national tournaments, and that's even if you watch.
Yeah.
So it's like
who the hell are these people?
I remember when I decommitted from Denver my senior year. My advisor, he was from out east, and he's like, he knew the coach on Providence and Northeastern, and he's like, no, yeah, these are really good schools you could go to. I think you should check them out. And I'm like, buddy, I'm not going over there. I'm not going out east, man. Like, I'm going back to the Midwest.
I wish I would have explored it though, especially like a university like Yale. Looking back, would have been cool at least like explore that option.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of was like, fuck no.
Okay, so then you get to Roseau, you get to Fargo. What's that experience like? It's kind of your first full year playing juniors out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Fargo, great spot, close to home.
Yeah. Like I want it to be. Yeah, no, it was good. I went with Cole Buxton, so it was nice to have someone that I kind of grew up with just to make the transition away from home, graduating high school a little easier. But it was a step. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it was a big step for me to make that jump from high school to juniors.
Which makes you appreciate the guys who go from high school to college.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How the hell did you do that? That's just stupid.
All right. And I think non-hockey people don't realize like how big that step is and how necessary juniors is.
Yeah.
Like, you tell someone that doesn't know hockey, like, what's junior hockey? Like, they don't know anything about it.
No, like, it's a place you have to play after high school, before college to get ready for college. You're like,
why don't these guys didn't play juniors?
Why are you graduating college at 25?
You got to do that. Ezekiel Elliott went straight into Ohio State. Nobody talking about it. But yeah, it is. I mean, it's a very necessary step, I'd say. And I mean, there's not too many players who come from high school and go straight to college and do well. I mean, I remember watching Brock Nelson come from Warroad, go straight to North Dakota, and even he was like, everyone's like, Brock Nelson, he's not that good. What the hell? He was great in high school. He's not. Obviously, he turned out to be unbelievable.
Yeah,
but it's just a fucking huge step.
Well, there's learning curves. Juniors isn't quite college, but there's you learn how to be away from home. You learn how to create relationships with different guys and like kind of get out of your shell. And it's like not only is it that step hockey wise, skill wise, but in personal lives too.
Right. How to be responsible too without your parents telling you, hey, dude, like,
yeah,
don't go out with your buddies this Friday night if you have a game. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, how to kind of be responsible on your own too.
Clean up your room, wake
Yeah.
up on time, get to school, all this stuff. Change your oil on your car. Your parents, your parents come
We just
visit.
found out Olson's 10,000 miles over on his car.
Dad, I apologize, man. I get busy. I'm like you in the car. My mind's racing. I don't look up at the damn sticker and see that it's 10,000 miles over.
That's always a thing. I can't remember. I'll never forget when we were in Ann Arbor. All of us are just away from home, and every guy, you hop into every guy's car, and it's just like their engine lights on. I'm like, I don't know why my fucking engine lights on. It's like you look up at this sticker, and you're like, well, you're 4,000 miles over an oil change. That's probably why.
Moving through.
Just those things. But I did want to get into what when you get in that first month when you move into the billet family home from your house,
How awkward is that?
the weirdest part for me, and obviously most billets are great, they're unreal people, and it's shouldn't be weird at all, but it is. And I still remember my first month with my billets, it'll be 9:00 at night, and I'm kind of fucking starving. And I'm like,
You don't want to just mosey into someone's kitchen.
I don't want to just open their fridge and start taking food out of it. What the hell? This is my house. This is someone else's house. I'm not gonna dig in their fridge and just start making something in the kitchen. That was the hardest part for me to get over. And then eventually, that goes away, and then obviously I'm back in the kitchen at 9 p.m. fucking making pizza rolls or whatever.
Yeah. My billets in Sioux City, especially Mike Barazia, B House, Jordan Schmaltz lived there. Good fella. Christ, this guy, we got home from a bus trip at 3 a.m. and he's cooking French toast on the thing. I'm like, Mike, go to bed. And he's like, no, you guys are probably hungry after a long trip. I'm like,
that's how so many billets are, though. They're
just
such
the best
great people.
Great people. And it was just like, well, yeah, I am kind of hungry, so I'd sit down.
I'll eat it. I'm not complaining. But,
And I had great ones too in Fargo, and then with a little stint in Waterloo too. It is awkward at first, just kind of breaking the ice and whatever else. You just kind of feel like you're getting dumped off into someone's house, but.
And they tell you the first day and first week, no, this is your house now. Do whatever you want. And you're like, yeah, okay. It's not my house.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable.
You're not my mom. You're not my dad.
So did you plan any? I mean, you got traded to Waterloo for a little playoff push. Mm-hmm. How was that?
Yeah, so I was I played a year and then half a year in Fargo. And then ended up getting traded to Waterloo kind of for their playoff push. And I loved it in Waterloo. I liked it in Fargo too. There was some things that weren't the greatest experience just with some of the organization. But once I went to Waterloo, I was really happy. I think, when a team trades for a player, they give you the opportunity, and I felt like I really got that there.
For sure.
And really took advantage of it. And yeah, we made a great playoff push. We made it to just about the final, right before the final semis, or conference finals. And yeah, no, it was a great experience. I was happy that I ended my
What were
junior
your
career
initial thoughts when you got traded? Were you were kind of like, yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, well, I asked for a trade twice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
First time the first time I got talked out of it. Second time I got blown up at.
Really?
Who's talking you out of it? Kerry Eads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's like, well, one of my best players wants to be traded. As a coach, you got to think well, what do I got to say to this guy? I don't want to trade him. I'm one of my best players. It's like, how do you play that? No, you're. We want you here.
Yeah.
And I liked it in Fargo. Looking back on it, I did enjoy it, but there were some things that frustrated me that I just felt like was best for me to try elsewhere. And yeah, so when they told me, I was nervous but excited. Being traded, just jumping ship to somewhere else is obviously a little, I don't know, intimidating.
Yeah.
And I remember going into it too because PK O'Hanley is the coach there in Waterloo, and I remember how many stories I heard from other guys about just some back in his wild days apparently. But when I got there, he was just the greatest, nicest guy ever. He's still to this day one of my favorite coaches.
I believe he's just one of those. It's no different than, I hated playing against so-and-so, but off the ice, he was a great dude. I'm sure it's the same way with PK. The guy's a psycho to opposing teams, an absolute nut job. But for his players, they're probably like, oh, yeah, this guy's fucking awesome.
Well, it's kind of like, it's got to be kind of similar to like Hack and Jax. Like when Hack and Jax, like Hack was the head coach at North Dakota. I mean, those guys they'd kind of chirp players on the other team and scare them. And it's like, these guys are like tough guys, like Hack and Jack's tough guys.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to mess with them. Like they're chirping you and you're looking over like, oh my God, the coach is chirping me.
That really goes to your head no matter what.
You think it's some like idiot player chirping you look over, it's the coach. You're like, oh my, holy shit.
Grown ass man.
I don't know what to say to this. Yeah. He's asking me to go outside. I'm not going outside. Okay, so then that whole year were you kind of like, you knew you were going to college the next year kind of thing? Like,
Well, for one, I was an overager. And it was, I think 2 years was always kind of the plan before going into UND.
For sure. So then you step onto UND's campus. What's it like when you get there? What's the experience like? Like going in that summer, like there's something about it. Like there's a feeling everyone has. Like what were you feeling?
Yeah. I was just blown away. Obviously, like the first time stepping on that ice, especially for the first game in front of a crowd, is like something you can't even describe. And I think that's what brings a lot of people, or that's what attracts so much attention, is the facilities they have, and obviously like the tradition. And kind of how you compared it to Rosa was kind of a big reason why I chose it, is you have that expectation and that to be great, and to they're going to push you there. But no, it was insane. I know, and it was nice going into it with a couple guys I knew, like Colton Poolman and Cole Smith, the northern Minnesota kids too. So it was nice to, again, have that transition be a little easier with them around.
Now, I can't remember, did you come in that summer before you started your freshman year and do skates and workouts and stay in whatever dorm they had to stay in?
We were in Norin.
Yeah. It's like
for that summer.
It's a different. I mean, I stayed at home because my parents are 7 minutes.
Yeah, right. I remember Dixon did too, and Colt did a lot.
This is BS.
How was the transition for you?
Yeah, Olson was there. Olson was there my freshman summer.
Yeah,
and he wasn't even coming in, and he was there hanging out with us. He was in a dorm. And the next room over was like Murph and Stetch.
Yeah,
and these guys had, we're talking about two Canadians who, they inside their room in the summer. No, listen to this. So you're in the dorm room. I mean, it's a tiny room. I mean, what is it? 10 feet by 12 feet, like it's tiny.
It's a closet.
And you got two, you got a bunk bed in there and maybe a futon or whatever. The bathroom is maybe 10 steps away at all times. Well, these guys had like gallon water jugs filled with piss because they couldn't make it to the bathroom. They had to piss in the jug.
They were the two wildest guys ever. I'm going to say one thing. So originally they brought me in that summer because they didn't know if Rocco was going to leave or not.
Yeah, did you have plans to go in maybe?
Had Rocco signed in the off season in the summer, I would have been the extra forward that would have gone in with Gage's class.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so whatever had happened, Rocco ended up staying, but I spent the whole summer. It was me, Marv, Wade Murphy, and Troy Stetcher. And we don't know a fucking soul at UND. Gage is at his house living with Tom or whoever the fuck. Paul Ledoux's living at his house, living with whoever. And so it's me and these two Canadians. We were waking up late for workouts. I'm trusting these guys to like knock on my door and shit. And we're 20 minutes late and we're booking it. None of us have a car. So we're running everywhere. We're walking to classes. All of a sudden the boys are like, yeah, we're having a get together at the Anthill. And we're like, oh, can somebody pick us up? They're like, no, just go ahead and walk. We counted our steps over to the anthill from across the bridge all the way down University. It was like 1,600 steps. Just us three waddling down the road.
That was like what Colton Dix both of them did to us too, because it was me, Cole Smith, and Pesky, kind of in like those dorm suites or whatever. And it was the same thing. It was just like, what the hell? They're home getting home cooked meals. We're like waking up at 7 a.m., going down to wherever the dining hall was, eating Tutti Frutti for breakfast and then heading over.
Well, Tuck was also kind of hanging out with us too, and he was also living at home.
Yeah.
And Luke Johnson also at home. We're all just at home.
It was a fucking joke.
Well, I still remember one of the funniest stories was, and I think Ols was kind of roped in with these two clowns from British Columbia. Mm-hmm. There was one workout that Stetch, Murph, and I think Ols just didn't come to. and they just fucking missed it. And we're like, everyone's like, where are these guys? Like, what are they doing? So then like we see them later, and I still remember Stetch and Murph, they're like, yeah, no, I mean, we were just really tired, so we figured we just work out later in the afternoon. And we're all like, that's not a fucking option. we all work out as a team. You don't just work out whenever you feel like it. You know?
Audacity is a freshman.
And they said that to the older guys, and obviously the older guys are like, who the fuck are these guys?
Oh yeah. And then I showed up. I think it was the same summer. I put on the little helmet that Pooley had in the workout room, and I was doing plyometrics with the helmet on. Dude, I didn't fit in at all, but it was hilarious. You know me, I'm just fucking around the whole time. Tucker's working out with us too, and he's like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm just acting like a total moron. God.
We had some of the best nights in that summer, though, Ols.
Oh, yeah.
But also it was some of the worst nights.
Oh, there's some times where time could not move slower.
Like, in this summer, like, this was when we had this sophomore class that their freshman year, they had gotten in a lot of trouble, and then they kind of like let off their leash a little bit this summer. So they're like, oh, we're out of the dorms, living in a place. Like, it would
freedom.
This whole summer, it'd be like Wednesday, and they're like, hey, you guys got to come over to the Antill. The Rays are playing the Marlins. It's a big one. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you don't get over here, you guys are fucked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was
also that, like, just the intimidation of everything, and there'd be those kind of comments. You're like, oh, my God.
I wasn't a big drinker when I got there. When I left, I loved beer.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, well, like, what... I can't remember your rookie party. Like, what was that? Did we make those guys do kind of like a full rookie party thing? Or was that,
yes.
Is that
we didn't do a rookie party.
Yeah, we didn't. We kind of did a fake one too, because the year before I got in there was the year Kajula got sent to the hospital and everyone got in trouble, and you know, they banned the rookie party. Like, you guys are done.
Yeah. And then so you didn't have one. Then my year we went to the cabin for a trip. Yeah, and we did like a semi version, not even anything.
I mean, still a good time.
Oh, it was.
We did that and a rookie party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we actually
that
ran.
Was a blast.
Rookie party. Yeah, I think we actually ran them through the full rookie party. That was a hell of a time.
It was. I thought it was so fun. I think we all, and it's something that brings the team so much closer.
Yes.
Like, it's kind of like freaky going into it, because you're just like, oh my God, like, what is this? But it's awesome.
It's such a good thing. Like, the whole time you're dreading it, and when you're a freshman, you're like, this is so stupid. Why would they ever do this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell the coaches this is fucked. I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When it's over, and then like you're a sophomore and you're a junior or senior, you're like, this is the best.
Oh, it was awesome. My freshman year was at the bin in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. That was good.
Which was disgusting. I'm pretty sure they took out like 80 trash bags.
It was basically the whole floor was like filled with like 5 inches of trash water.
Yeah.
And they're just standing in there all day with like naked, just like shivering.
That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say.
We didn't haze them. There was no hazing going on.
I actually think by the end of it, there's a couple of us that were in better shape than the sophomores and upperclass.
Oh yeah, it's an event for you guys, but
Yeah.
for the upperclassmen,
other
it's a
side of it
straight shit show.
It's almost more dangerous.
It's actually funny at UND. You have all the freshmen. All the freshmen typically in the Ironman score really well on the the workouts and stuff. And then as you get a little older, it starts to fade off. Like these guys are like they used to finish third or fourth, and now they're like 12th and 13th.
Your
Like,
vertical goes down an inch or two. Not as many pull-ups.
Why am I not as strong? Why can't I jump as high? Maybe it's because I just had 2,000 beers last season. And when I was a freshman, I had maybe 200 on the year.
I finish bottom 5 in Ironman every year. So I don't do well in the gym.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
So Yonner, like, what's your memory from UND and like being a freshman, being a sophomore, like any experiences that stick out to you? I mean, what's it like? You guys are in Walsh Hall too, right?
Yeah, our freshman year we were.
Like, what do you think about Walsh Hall? It isn't, it's absolute. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a dump, but it's a dump.
It's a dump.
But it's awesome. I mean, when we were going there, it's not like this anymore. But when we were going there, it's just an all-guy dorm.
For us, it was co-ed.
Was it really?
Yeah. So, and it was like, it wasn't even by root or by like floor. It was every other room.
Really?
Yeah.
When we went there, when I was there freshman year, all male.
Yep.
We had the Walsh Warriors out front
We were
playing vids.
I remember it was Walsh Hall, all guys. Right next door, Squires. All girls.
Yep.
So, I mean, we were just like, there's no girls in here. So, like, we'd go out in the courtyard with a Nerf football and just be like, we're chucking balls at windows just to try to get someone to come out and open the window and be like, what's going on? Hey, you want to come out here?
For us, it was a couple steps outside the hall. But no, it was, Walsh is a special place. I mean, it is a dump. I remember like a week into when we moved in there, someone put this massive hole in the wall. Like, you could have walked in it. And it was just like opened up to all this piping, whatever it was. Didn't get fixed till like end of second semester. It was there all year.
And so this is where you took off, and then I had Yonner for a year. They lived together at, what was your house called? Did you guys have a house name?
Yeah, the Res.
The Res, yeah.
Which place? What was that? The six bedroom?
It was by that elementary school.
The school,
like right on campus,
the
by like
school
the
of
school of the blind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like right back in there. It's kind of a residential area.
And so we had, this is a great story. We had a Halloween party, and it was basically just us, a few people scattered or whatever. And
we showed up late to it. The guys that lived in that house showed up. I was an hour late, and I got home, and there's like 80 people inside.
We were playing beer pong downstairs or whatever. And do I mention names or no? Anyway, by the end of the night, somebody had popped all the tiles out of the
basement.
Yeah, all the tiles are popped out. They're like almost like dust and glitter like everywhere.
Smitty. It was Smitty who lived in that house with us. There's videos of him just like shirt off, of course, like jumping up into the ceilings, just blowing them up. And it looks like there's a blizzard in the basement.
I remember Smitty doing some of that stuff, and I'm like, dude, like, you're going to have to clean this up.
You can't reason with that guy at that point, though.
No, he just gets in his mode and he goes. But that was funny. That was a fucking great night. A lot of great costumes. That's always a night I look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I think we had a lot of the football players over that night.
Yeah.
Who were also destructive.
So you guys, when you came in, you were overagers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so we only really went, all of us, besides like, I think Pesky and Josty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Because Ludi was too, I think. Yeah, so we were all turning 21 our freshman year.
So were you guys... I remember this my freshman year, because I had to wait till my junior year to go to the bars, and I used to get furious. We'd finish the weekend, and all the 21-year-olds, we have a party lined up, and all the 21-year-olds are like, yeah, we're going to check out Bonja's, and we're coming right over after, don't you worry. And it's like, no, I already know you're not coming over. You're gonna fucking show up at 1 a.m. and you're gonna miss the whole goddamn party. And I want you guys here because you're my goddamn friends.
The parties go till 3 a.m.
Yeah. But I think, like, even though we turned 21 kind of halfway through our freshman year, we still stuck with the house parties more. I mean, those are kind of more
They're
fun.
better.
After you do
They're
a year of the
better.
bars, you're like, God, like the house parties kind of sound better again.
Yeah, I'm also kind of on the opposite side too, though. Like, I loved the house parties, my first 2-3 years. Loved it. Mm-hmm. But then when you come in as an overager and then all of a sudden you're a senior and you're 24, 25 years old, that's where I was kind of like, oh, maybe I'll go down to the bars and check the scene out and end up back there.
But like the first year or two, even if you're 21, I think it was fun to get that more college atmosphere party scene.
I loved the parties.
Oh,
Loved them.
Oh, it's like now, like, I don't know when the last time I was at a house party, but I would kill for one right now.
Yeah.
Get
And then stumble back to the dorms after.
Get these bars out of here. I'm going to walk around. If Minnesota wins the Big Ten on Saturday, you can find me walking down the streets, Dinky Town. Just probably shave my face, try to look a little younger. Like, oh, is a party here? Let me come in.
Well, these guys are in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Sorry, boys.
This weekend, this house is open 10K.
Host it.
Mace, what's the address here?
Yeah, get a shuttle going back and
We'll
forth.
look up the address. We're going
Right
to have a
from
party.
Mariucci or
Friday.
wherever.
We're going to throw one from Friday. It's going to end on Sunday at 12.
We'll get Fabio down here. I'll scoop people over at the campus, bring them up here.
Yeah.
That's like those house parties. When you were a freshman, did you ever get texted by the seniors or whatever, whoever hosted the party? Like, hey, freshies.
Yep.
Get the fuck over here and clean my house.
You guys would do that to us. Maybe not you personally, but the pit. We cleaned that thing a couple times.
Fuck yeah. Because my fucking freshman year, dude, that was the absolute worst because Cam Johnson wasn't cleaning. He'd just show up and sit on the fucking couch. Who do you think was cleaning that shit? It's me, John, and Tucker. And Pogo. Schmally wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Schmally wasn't. Cam wasn't.
There's always a couple guys that they're not doing it.
So you're damn right. John woke up Sunday mornings and John was like, hey, he squeegeed out his own bathroom, but he's like, everywhere else, yours. You clean it up. He wants his area tight.
I remember John's room in the bin.
Oh my gosh, that was just
with Gersich,
Area
Wilkie,
51. You did not
Gersich,
go
Wilkie, Besser, and all Gardner, all those guys. John's room. He put his own. He gets into this house and like you move into a college house. You're just like, oh, this is my room. Great. Whatever, it's done. Well, John finds his room here and he's like, okay, what size door handle is this? Okay, I'm going to Menards. I'm getting a new door with a key on it. And I'm locking this motherfucking door every day.
Yeah.
So his door's always locked. And then you get him to open it up every once in a while and you look inside and it's just pristine. And it's like, John, you know what? You're a cocksucker.
If you got him in the right condition, he would open it up to the party.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so when John got a little extra loose, he was going to slightly open that door.
Oh, he put on a show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But back to the only guys. I have a good story about certain guys not cleaning. So, like, obviously I lived at 420. That was the party house that one year. So we'd have parties every weekend, and it was just constantly trashed every Sunday. And the freshmen would clean it sometimes, but we weren't as hard as other people. So, like, we would have, obviously you have to clean it sometimes too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we cleaned this place. Stetch was the best at cleaning it. He cleaned really well. And then Paul and Tom would obviously clean, and I would be cleaning. But LJ is also living with us, and he never cleaned.
The bear.
The bear would never. I mean, he's, we're all just sweeping, throwing things away, and he's laying on the couch watching Trailer Park Boys. Just leaning back, just watching Trailer Park Boys.
Milking that hangover.
I still remember because Paul's his cousin, so like they grew up like kind of best friends, and we're all cleaning this place, just hung titties. Just pissed, like, wow, fucking, I gotta clean this shit up. And Hall goes, LJ, fucking clean something up with us, god damn it. And LJ always had the best movie quotes. Like, he just always spit out a random movie quote, and he goes straight Dumb and Dumber, and he's laying there, and it's silent, and he goes, sorry, Mr. Perfect. And all of us start fucking dying laughing. We're all dying laughing, and then we're just like, nah, he doesn't have to clean now. We're not gonna make him clean.
That was a good one.
That's funny. That was a really good one. You're let off, LJ. That's all right.
We were all pretty good at it. I don't think there's anyone that, maybe Dix and Joesty kind of avoided it once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't remember them at the pit.
Never.
I mean,
Never. It was,
Dick's probably just played it off like, oh, I didn't know you guys were clean.
yeah.
And then Joesty was probably like, no, I was rolling out my legs. Joesty would be mid-party, just like, we'd be all like, it'd be a full rager, and he'd be on the couch with like one of those like those hand rollers. That's another thing with the wheels. It's got a bunch of wheels.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got one of those hand rollers, and he's just rolling out his legs mid-party. And it's like, Joesty, you've been rolling out your legs for 8 hours now. Like, I think they're good to go, man. And he's like punching them, like making sure they're ready for the next game. So I understand that one.
Yeah. But no, we had some good ones. Yeah. It was the worst thing, though, waking up in the dorms on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
Crusty eyed, just heart pounding.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get a text, get over here and clean.
Don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a text from the grumpy old seniors like, get the fuck over here. and
You're
clean
dumping
this
out
place."
150 wounded soldiers in the sink.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing in the world. You go to a
getting
party,
that
they drink half a beer, and then they put it down. They're like, "Oh, where's my beer? Give me a new one."
You realize when you're cleaning those places that maybe I think it's over half. I think it's over 50%. They're not drinking.
No,
Really? You think?
I bet you it's close to 50%.
Probably
It might
is.
even be over when you're cleaning, because usually when you crush a beer, you just toss it in the trash.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a reward, like, I just crushed this trash. Fuck yeah. If you drink the whole thing, you're not putting it empty on the table. You're
No.
like, let's get this fucking thing out of here.
But that's why it sucks as a freshman too, because freshmen buy all the beer.
Yeah.
So you buy all this beer, then you show up to clean the next morning, and there's 100 beers that are half
Your
full.
money just lands.
That's another thing I want to mention, that when you're a freshman, you buy the beer for the party.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that rule.
It is. It's a great rule, but there's always those guys who are sandbaggers. So, we would switch off. My freshman year, we'd switch off who had to go buy the beer. And like, it'd usually be two guys who had to go buy the beer and pay for it. So, it'd always be, either me and Tomer, or Paul and LJ, or whatever. Well, Murph and Stetch were always the ones that would go get the beer. It would be their turn. And they'd always show up to the party with like 3 18 racks. And in college, not everyone knows this, but if you don't show up with a 30 rack of Busch Light, like, you're shunned. Like, you're doing some rookie hazing after that. 'Cause they would show up with 3 18 racks of Busch Light, and we're like, what are you guys? What are you doing? We're all fucked now. Like, we're all gonna get in trouble now. And they're like, well, I mean, it's fucking on sale. 30 racks are normal price, 18 racks on sale. We had to get them. Well, why'd you only get 3, you cheap fucks?
And North Dakota doesn't get much cheaper for booze
No.
either.
Oh,
30
no.
rack of Busch is what, like
No.
20?
And then
It's
there's
not
a-
even
yeah.
$17.99 or
Yeah.
something stupid.
And then we always used to make fun of LJ because he'd always be like, no, I don't have any money. Okay, LJ doesn't have any money, we'll buy the beer. And then come Tuesday that following week, there'd be a shipment at our front door from J. Crew or some clothing store with, 18 pairs of clothes. And it's for LJ. And he's trying on new clothes. It's like, LJ, I thought you didn't have any money to buy beer. He's like, well, I just, just enter the account. So you're just trying to empty your accounts before you have to pay for the beer. Kind of smart. It's pretty smart.
Pesky would kind of do the same
There's
thing.
always guys-
because he was gluten free, and so he would just buy some, like Bud Light. I think was close enough to gluten free or whatever. And apparently everyone preferred Busch over Bud. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was kind of
It was like
a knock too.
I never ever wanted Busch Light over Bud Light, but that was just a thing. Like every guy on the team thought we were so nails for drinking Busch Light. It's like, oh, you got Heineken, pussy. Not drinking Busch Light. Have a fucking Busch Latte, buddy. Here, let me go put in the fucking oven.
It's even better if you got one at the bar. You got like a Busch pounder at a bar.
Those guys are always walking around like, hey.
They'll be holding it out a little extra high.
Yeah, they're like always singing out like, hey, how we doing tonight? Oh, you got a Busch Light pounder? Yeah, ordered it. Sick.
That was sick. That was a Paula Dew special. He'd show up with a 12 rack of Modelo's. Do you remember when he was on the Modelo grind for a little bit there? Yeah. He loved those things.
It's always funny. Yeah, you just rely on the freshmen to buy all the beer. They're the ones that have. I mean, I had so many fights with my parents because like that was before we were getting extra money on top of the scholarship to pay for food and drinks.
Yeah.
So like I'm constantly texting my parents during the week like, hey, could you put more money in my debit account because I need to buy beer for the party.
I see a charge at Happy Harry's.
They're always like, why are you buying beer for the whole party? Make someone else buy it. And I'm like, don't worry, all right? When I'm a sophomore and a junior and a senior, I don't have to pay for it.
Never again.
It actually ends up working out.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It's like the other thing, from Rookie Party, we won't say because someone's listening to it and we don't want them to know. But it's a great idea, all right? Because it's unreal because you're like, oh, I'm getting a fuckload.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We all fell into that trap my freshman year.
You have no choice. You're
No.
like, this is going to save my ass.
Yeah.
If you really... I think we were laying in the dorms and we were really thinking about it. We're like...
And you got the older guys
really
always.
do anything?
You got the older guys walking around with the paddles like on days and just slapping their hands like.
Ben Affleck
Can't
walking
wait.
around.
Yeah. Oh, that's good shit.
So obviously you had, a lot of success in high school, junior, going to a place like North Dakota. Myself included, you go in with these expectations. Maybe it doesn't go your way, yada, yada, yada. What's that like mentally, being a top end player in those, high school and junior leagues and then coming in and really having to like change who you are as a player?
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. And I think like we said, like it's a big jump from high school to juniors and then juniors to college. And for me, yeah, going into UND, like I thought I had, it was a good freshman year where I actually played quite a few games freshman year. And then those next 3 years, was when I kind of ran into some shit. Just not really performing like I'd wanted to, not really getting the opportunities that I wanted to. And I'm never going to be I think there's a lot of guys in the world that go around saying what could have been, what should have been, whatever. Yeah. And I'm never going to regret any time at UND. Was it the best fit for me there? Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, I kind of went through some stuff and I kind of struggled transitioning into a role that I wasn't really comfortable with doing or just used to doing.
Yeah.
And that was tough. And I think it's hard. I feel like every player comes to that point, whether it's high school or juniors, college, pro, whatever, where it's you kind of face that reality of where you're at in your career.
Yeah.
And I think like we talked about, like I loved you guys' episode with Mark Wick about, kind of talking about going through that and how much of a struggle that is.
Yeah.
And I remember I remember listening to this episode and you were saying how you used video games to kind of shadow or to kind of mask what you're going through to escape from the real world.
Yeah.
For me, as lame as this sounds, I look back on it and I think it was homework for me.
Really?
Going back and going through mechanical engineering while playing a sport is like insanely, like school was such a bitch going through just the time management. And so I'd always have stuff to do constantly. But it was kind of my thing to bury myself into. And I feel like that was something that I kind of just dove into to kind of escape. Because looking back on it, like I was really down on myself. Like I think like I was just in such a rut and like my confidence was down. And that's hard to get out of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I do not regret a single thing about, how do you look back and like these stories and stuff? How do you look back and regret anything?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's always
sure.
it's always the question, you know, like you said, it's not like what if, you know, it's
Yeah.
it's just like this. Obviously, you wish it could have gone completely different sometimes, but it's like I met you guys and I met all the players that I played with. It's
For sure.
you know, it's you just create memories. It's just hard when you have, you know, your mind set growing up. Like I want to play in the National Hockey League, and then you hit this point, and then, you know, you lose some of that confidence, and then you lose some of that swagger that you might have had in high school or whatever. You know, you're the big man on campus, and then you run into this wall, and all of a sudden it's like, now what do I do?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard.
It's hard. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I think from a pure hockey standpoint, it probably wasn't the best fit for me.
Yeah.
Like I know you've talked about a lot in the past episodes about communication.
Yeah.
And how big that is from a coach to a player.
Yeah.
And I mean, my years there, I thought I had zero communication with what I went through.
Yeah.
There was never, like, I was always just just not knowing what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I was like, why the fuck am I not first line?
Yeah.
I was never really thinking that, but I just never really understood what was going on. And I feel like the coaching staff just never really took the time or really bothered to do that.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to
That's
go
fair.
into it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I have
fine.
some
It is,
bitter feelings towards it, but I'm going to leave it towards that.
I mean, it is. And you look on the coach's side, you know, like sometimes it's hard, you know, like if you think about being a coach and you have to, anytime you got to be honest with a guy and it's not good news or it's not how you're thinking, it's a really hard thing to convey to someone and translate to someone. And, you know, some guys, some people are really good at it, you know, and some people aren't. And yeah, communication is such a huge thing. But me and Olson, you know, we talked about this kind of with Stevie and JP when they were on the show. We were like, you know, would you rather be on a national championship team, or would you rather be, you know, fourth line in the lineup, national championship team, or would you rather be a first line player on a team that doesn't even make the tournament and they're not very good? Honestly, and that's like selfishly, like during that time you're going through that.
Yeah. Real morality test.
When you're going through that, you would pick the bad team and playing every time.
Oh, totally. I mean,
when you're going through that, you would be like, no, I just want to be playing and like having fun and being happy with myself. You know, when you look back on it, I mean, maybe some people would say like, oh, you know, I'd pick that fourth line role and still win a national championship, because not many people do that. But during that time when you're going through that, you would for sure rather. And I can really relate to this, because my first year playing pro was in Colorado. We were the first place team in the league, and I was fifth or sixth defenseman all year. So I'm barely getting out there in the PK. You know, if you don't play PK or power play, your minutes get diminished a lot, because, I mean,
special teams is a big part of the game.
It seems like half the game, almost, I mean, probably 40% of the game sometimes is played special teams. So like you're just axed out of that 40% of out of those shifts, and then obviously the rest of the 60%, the top guys are playing most of it. So you can't even really get into the game really, and that's why I asked, how did you feel about getting traded from Fargo, because everyone's got a different mindset, and I forget who said it. I think it was JP. I had a similar situation. I got traded from Colorado to Utah in pro, and Utah had a team right on the bubble of the playoffs. And Colorado was by far in first place, and they actually ended up winning the league that year. And this guy really wanted to win the league. Like, he was invested, really good player on the team, huge impact. And we both got traded for a couple guys, you know, that they thought, you know, pieces that they thought they needed to win. And I'm driving, you know, we're in Idaho when we get traded in the hotel. Get a call on I'm sleeping, get a call on the phone, answer the hotel room answer the I think it was my cell phone, actually, not the hotel room. Answer the cell phone, get a call. Oh, you're traded. Fucking in Idaho, I have like a 2-day bag packed. Like, you're traded. We traded you to Utah. You know, they're gonna call you in a couple minutes to tell you. And they call me like, yeah, we're in Allen, Texas. You're flying here tomorrow night. So I gotta hop on a plane and just fly to Allen. At the time I was like, this is great. Utah is not as good.
Yeah.
I know when I get there, I'm gonna play a lot. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this other guy was like, I might fucking quit. This is bullshit. You know, so
Yeah.
like, and he was one of my good friends, and he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get on that plane. I might just go home. Like, I'm fed up with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sucks. I'm kind of fucking pumped.
Yeah. It is crazy. The mentality's different, and it's not saying that anybody's right or wrong. It's just everybody goes through it differently, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, Christ, Yonner, we were line mates, baby. Boy line,
yeah.
me, you, and Dixie. We had a blast when we were in, but I don't know. There was just, like you had said, that communication, I love communication, whether it's bad or good. And I understand that some people can't or don't want to or like whatever.
As long as it's honest communication.
Yes.
I think for me, I was receiving like false communication. Like every exit interview after every year, it was like, yeah, like, you know, we'll be a big part this next year. And meanwhile, my family's like, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, like they're telling me this, like it's gonna be good. And then kind of the next year it'd be the same shit where I'd go through stuff and then it was back to no communication. And that was really what I was looking for the most. I would at least, you know, give a guy peace of mind at least. Like you said, I'm okay with good or bad communication. But I think when it's false or just non-existent is when a guy gets in his head. I mean, I think whenever there's no communication, silence, I think that's always filled by negativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time.
100%.
You're never like, oh, yeah, no, they probably just, you know, I don't know.
It's no different in the workforce.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
You're typing away on your goddamn computer and you don't hear anything from your boss for a week and a half, and it's like, is that because they don't want? You know,
it's
that,
never like, oh, he must be busy. He must be writing
he
this.
must love the way I'm doing it. You know, it's the whole time you're thinking, God, you know, did I do something wrong? Why aren't they checking in on me? You know what? It's just that negativity always rolls up, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, it is. It's all communication. It's, you know, even when it's bad, you got to do it because it's going to turn out good.
You have to.
Absolutely.
You just feel better after there's some communication.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%. Whether it's something you don't want to hear or you do. And,
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I look back and I love my 4 years at UND.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade them for the world.
Yeah.
Like you guys like made some of my best friends that I'll easily have for life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to live with that where it's looking back like, was it the best for my hockey career? Probably not. But that's okay with me.
You have other things that you gained from that
Oh,
experience.
totally.
Yeah.
And in a very strange way, I shouldn't say I'm thankful for it, but the silver lining out of it is that I come out of hockey now, like with kind of a fire, kind of a, you know, an edge with what I do now with work or anything else. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I shouldn't say I feel like I failed at hockey, but I wasn't satisfied with how it ended. And so now I have to prove myself in other things where I'm like, I'm going to be something great that has nothing to do with hockey.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the positive way to look at it. You know, you when you go through something bad in life, you go through a hard time or something you don't like, and it's tough. You have only two decisions. You know, like, are you going to take this as a positive and is this a learning lesson for you? Or are you going to fucking pout about it
Right.
the rest of your life? You know? And there's quite a few people that do end up pouting about it, and they're like, you know, I got fucked.
Right. Yeah. Those guys that always look back. They're like, oh, fuck it.
I always joke about it, but it's like, but everybody gets to a point too. It's like everybody goes through these different experiences. Like mine was a lot of mental stuff, but it was a lot of physical injuries too. Like I felt like I'd
no matter what the setback is.
I felt like I'd go, boom, injury, and it was like, here I come, right back, and it's like the ups and downs of confidence, and it's just everybody. But then there could be a first liner out there who kills it, and he's just struggling mentally. You just don't know. So
and that's the injuries thing. Like the injuries thing is such a gray area because, you know, like there's one year I forget what year it was, but it was in college that I had lace bite. And, like, if you've ever had lace bite, it's like, it's one of the worst injuries you can have. You can't fucking skate. No. You can't bend your knee. You can't skate.
You try to explain it to anyone else in sports, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you're like telling other guys, like, yeah, I just get terrible lace bite. And like, they're like, oh, yeah, it sucks. And you can see in their brain, like, this guy's a fucking pussy.
It is horrible, though.
It's like, dude, no, I'm telling you, man, like, it kills.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts. And they're like, yeah, no, that's great.
And it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, the coaches are thinking that, or like you tweak an ankle, your wrist, like, oh yeah, my wrist's hurting. Coaches are like, oh yeah, your wrist's hurting. Oh, really? You think so? Really?
You're not all in.
That's what you got? Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not kidding. I know there's some guys, that kind of play off injuries that aren't really injured, but I'm not fucking around here. My wrist hurts. You don't know how to get that across. That's why that's a tough part of the game.
It is.
It is.
For sure. But like you said, you get to this point now, obviously leaving North Dakota, did the thought ever like come across your mind? Like, hey, I want to continue this thing. I want to try again, any kind of.
Yeah. And that's where COVID hit my class as seniors at such a horrible time.
Yeah.
We were seniors, going into playoffs when COVID hit. And fuck, that was the year we were number one in
Unreal
the nation.
Team.
God, that was like
Unreal team.
Oh, that is just.
I already claimed. Don't worry, I crowned you guys champions on Twitter. I said,
Get that banner up there now.
I said, you know what, guys? I'm going to take this. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to crown North Dakota as NCAA champions this year.
Love it. But for one, ending that way is horrible.
Yeah.
Kind of just having it ripped out from under you. Like, I would have rather just lost or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
gone out on our own shitty terms or something.
It goes into the communication.
Right.
It's the
The
unknown.
unknown.
You don't know if it's bad or good.
Yep.
You want one answer. You just don't want the unknown.
Yeah.
Right. And so after that, obviously I was just hockey. I kind of had a lot of different feelings about hockey after that. A pretty love-hate relationship, heavy on the hate at that time. But I still, I was kind of had the feeling where I didn't want to end like that. But at the same time, I didn't really want to pursue a career in the U.S. Like, I didn't really even attempt to look at like the East Coast or something. I just felt like that was a lot of hockey. Like you guys said, that's a lot of games and like a long season. And I was just like, God, like, I don't know if I love hockey that much right now. And that's where I was really set on going to Europe, where, it's lighter season, easier, like, it's just easier on the body. Like, for one, you're in Europe, like, it's kind of a really cool experience at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I wanted to pursue. And so that summer after a senior year, like middle of the pandemic when COVID was big, Alms, our volunteer coach, set me up with an agent to go out there. And there were a couple teams in Germany and Norway that I was trying to sign with, but they were having trouble at that time signing American players with COVID. They weren't able to get visas, and it was just a pain in the ass. And it drug on till like that next September or October or something, where it was just like not working. There's one roadblock after the other, and COVID wasn't letting up.
Yeah.
And ultimately it just didn't work. And I finally just like, fuck it. Like, this isn't meant to be. It is what it is. Like, one of the worst ways to hang them up. But whatever. And that left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like, having kind of the game say no to me instead of me going out on my own terms. That was really hard. And so that next winter then, I still had school to finish up with my degree. And so I ended up finishing, and getting a job with Polaris Industries as like a manufacturing engineer. But it always kind of like kept in the back of my mind, like, what about next year maybe? And so I was like staying in shape and skating once in a while. But once I got my degree, I was like, God, like, do I really try to commit to pursue anything right now, or do I graduate and move on, like get started with my career? And that's what I chose. I ended up, getting a job down here in Minneapolis with Medtronic. And I've been with Medtronic since I think May now, right after I graduated. And still through this past summer, I kind of stayed in shape and like was always curious if anything would come up like throughout the summer or fall. And something eventually did with Ludwig Hoff, one of my classmates, Norwegian, at UND, had reached out to me and said, "Hey, there's this team, like, you know, this is kind of your chance." And I was like, "Oh shit, like, you know, it's kind of an opportunity now." And I'd talked to them and I was like, "Oh, like I haven't skated much in a while, but like I'm still in decent shape. Like I could give me a couple weeks and get back in the swing of things." And they're like, "Yeah, just let us know like what you're thinking." And so they kind of gave me some time to figure it out. And there was a good stretch. I think this was around like in September where I was really back and forth about it. And I was talking with my parents a lot. I was just like, what do I do? Like I have I'm established really well with everything in Minneapolis, but like this was what I was begging for the fall prior. And ultimately I turned it down, but even though I'm sure I would have loved to go out there if I actually would have. It would have been super fun in Europe. But I'm still happy with that I was able to say no to the game. I think that gave me a little bit of closure after like that whole year prior getting shut down at UND with our season. And then just not having it work out. And so COVID really kind of turned my life.
Helped you with the decision.
And it really just changed my course of direction of life. Like I remember like right after UND, I was like, God, like I want to go to Europe and I want to go out there for like 15 years. Like I want to have this super long, fun career and just enjoy it. And obviously here I am now. And
now you're an engineer at Medtronic with a loft in the loop and a big old horn on the guy.
So I mean, we've all made that transition from being a hockey player, like you're walking around, you're telling everyone, hey, they're always asking, what are you doing now? What are you up to? Oh, I'm a hockey player. Feels good, right? Like feels cool. A little different when you tell them, whatever. It's not a hockey player.
Right. And actually doing whatever you're doing now too, like
a little different. And that's one of the biggest things about when you actually start working inside of hockey. Why you feel so comfortable playing hockey is because you have knowledge. You're wise in the game of hockey, and you have all this experience and knowledge in the game, and you feel up to date and you know what's going on. When you start these new jobs, you feel dumb. No one likes to feel dumb, right? Everyone's saying these things to you, and you're talking in a certain lingo, and it's like when you get to a new team or like get to a new league, and they're doing different things, talking different lingo, and you're like, "What the hell's going on here?" I feel like an outsider. What's that transition like for you? Like finally ending hockey, getting into the workforce, again, kind of being someone who just has no knowledge whatsoever in what you're doing.
Right. No, like you said, it's tough and it's frustrating. Like you said, like we all started playing hockey at like 3 years old. Like we knew the game, everything about it, like the back of our hands. And especially playing it for so long, like committing your life to something like that, it's tough to transition to something totally new and in a sense just restart. And so for me, now I'm a design engineer at Medtronic, and it is so frustrating, like just starting from scratch with pretty much everything we're doing. And I work with guys that are 20, 30 years experience, these PhD engineers at Medtronic, and they know everything. And so I'm like, fuck, like, why don't I know that? Or like, they'll say stuff or do things, and I'm just like, what the hell is that? But like, I don't know. I keep trying to tell myself like in a sense, I am a 4-year-old hockey player and they are professional hockey players. Like, that's the gap. And so that's what I try to tell myself, but it's tough, like stepping out of hockey. And I know there's been other episodes where you've talked about it too, where you got to find what you love again. You got to find a whole new love for something. And that's tough. For me, I knew I going through engineering is a little more focused on a career, I guess, which was nice for me. But even now I'm still like, God, is this something I want to do? Forever? But it's tough.
Yeah, it's a huge change, and like I wanted to touch on like what are your thoughts towards hockey now? Like you're out of it, do you play beer league? Do you play pond hockey tournaments? What's your thought on that?
Since I would say in like the past year, maybe like year and a half, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've skated. Kind of like we touched on, like how hockey ended for me. It was kind of a bitter feeling, and I feel like I have needed some time away from the sport.
100%.
I don't really enjoy skating right now. I still love the game, but I want to get back into it later on down the road, like when I feel comfortable with it. Like I'd love to coach one day or something, or eventually get in a regular beer league. And I've done a couple little things, like we've done that pond hockey tournament a few months ago, and other little things like that. But for me, it was almost like it was refreshing to just kind of forget about the sport for a while. And kind of like I said, I kind of told myself, like, I'm going to do something great, totally different, that has nothing to do with hockey, just because I was a little bit bitter about it. And that's kind of fueled me to chase other things right now. But no, I still, like I said, like I was at the state tournament last weekend, and I'll still watch it a little bit here and there. But for right now, it's still a little bit fresh for me, I'd say.
It's very similar to my point of view on the game right now, still. And I'm almost 3 years removed from the game.
Yeah.
It's like I have no ill, feelings towards the game. It's just I always get asked from people, that knew I played hockey for a living at one point. They're always like, so do you play beer league now? Where do you play? And like, how often do you skate? And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't get out there. And I tried to pinpoint why I don't skate, because I do think hockey's fun. Like It's great getting out there and skating, and like it's just a fun game for anyone.
Right. And how hard it is too to make that decision, like for you guys to retire and be done, and then to all of a sudden switch that flip, or where you just don't want anything to do with it then for a little while. It's
and it's like now that I've thought about it, it's just like I tell people, like, the reason I don't play beer league and the reason I don't really skate much is because I still kind of miss being a hockey player.
It like brings back emotions.
Yeah,
when I step out on the ice.
When I get out there on the ice and I start playing hockey, it's just like it's still fresh in my mind, like what it used to be like, and like being that hockey player, and it's just like kind of makes me sad.
That's
like,
100% my
sitting in a locker room, like putting on skates, like putting your gear on and stuff. It kind of floods things back.
I can't do this every day now. I get it, if I'm playing beer league, I get it once a week, and if I'm playing pond hockey or whatever, it's like 2 times a winter or whatever. It's like, it just makes me sad thinking about it. Like, I don't hate the game. I love it. But if I get out there and start playing beer league, like, it doesn't give me excitement. It doesn't give me joy. It just makes me sad because I miss that camaraderie on the team.
Yeah.
And even like my brother's playing in Madison right now, and he was just on a 9-game road trip. And he's like, yeah, it sucks. Like, this is so stupid. And I'm like,
that's the stuff you miss.
I'm like, buddy, that's the stuff you're going to look back on and be like, God, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the stuff you miss when you look back on it. And obviously, like you said, like eventually there will come a time where I'm like, and I'm okay with it now. And I'll still miss it. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I don't miss being in the locker room and playing on a team and playing, competitive sports. But there will come a time where I kind of accept it more, and I will want to coach and like be involved in the game. But right now is not the time, because I still need some time to process that and get over it. Because like all of us, we all had expectations of ourselves that in hockey probably didn't meet our end goal expectation. And it's like, it's really hard for us to, well, for me, and I think for a lot of guys, it's really hard to be proud of what you did accomplish. Like, and you look at it like, there's a ton that was accomplished by all three of us, and obviously more, other people accomplished more in the game, but the amount of people that play the game and accomplish what we did, It's very rare.
Yeah.
So you should, like, theoretically, you should feel proud about that.
Right.
But I'm still at the point where, like, I don't really feel that proud about it. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But, like,
It'll take time.
yeah. And I saw that, I follow what's his name, Aaron Henderson. He played for the Vikings a while back, and he kind of had a tweet about it. He's like, like, I finally, like, realized that, not everything panned out for me in the NFL. Like, he played in the NFL. And he's still like, he's still like, oh, I didn't, get to where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's still like, but now, like, I kind of realize, like, I should be proud of what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And you should be, like, and it's even, you can say that even for guys who play varsity high school hockey. Like, you should be proud that you made it.
Mm-hmm.
You played on the team. Like, you should just be proud of that. But there's just a different
Right.
view on it.
It's hard to do. And I
It's
think,
really
like,
hard.
I always often try to tell myself, like, just because it didn't end the last year or whatever the way I wanted it to, doesn't trump, all the accomplishments you did to get there.
Yeah.
And right, whether, you're ended in high school, juniors, college, or even pro, like, it's hard to, like, really look back and enjoy it if it didn't really end I don't know.
Yeah.
What you really expected.
Yeah. It's I'm the same way. I don't step onto the ice because I know I still have those. I live differently than you, just a hair, Yanner. Like, I do have some what ifs, like, in my head, and it sucks. But my mind,
And I have them too.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
My my mind just races in a certain way, and there's always those thoughts. So I feel like, especially right away when I decided to retire, I was like, I cannot skate because I will want to go play.
Yeah.
Like, I'll need it.
Yeah.
And so I, like, pushed myself away, and I still get those feelings when we played hockey, but I'm getting to a point where it's like you guys said, actually enjoying those accomplishments and saying, you know what, I made it through all this shit. Now I get to be a different person. Now I get to find a new love of something else. I might not have it or know what that is now, but that's the fun of it. Like, there's, I don't know. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
It is. It's tough. And I think a lot of players go through it when they're done.
You have to. I mean, it's got to be almost every player.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, even you got to think, like, even Jaromir Jagr is, like, he releases a video of him, like, talking to Ovi, like, hey, congrats on beating my goal record, but I've still been training and I might try to come back. And it's like, even he's probably thinking, like, gosh, like, if I would have just, had a couple more goals.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it never ends, man.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it
never
won't.
going to end.
Once you reach a goal, you just set the bar higher.
Yeah, but it's all about being, accepting that and being okay with it and just moving on, because there's plenty of life to enjoy after hockey.
Yeah,
and,
There is.
there's definitely things that are, way better than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
And you would have never thought that you would have, the amount of fun or the amount of joy that you find after hockey when you retire.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, this is the end. Like,
I'll never be happy
No
again.
life.
I'll never have fun again. I'll never have fun. I'll never enjoy anything ever again. My life's over. It's like, no, it's you got plenty left. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
And you're gonna enjoy some of those parts of your life just as much as you enjoyed playing
Oh,
hockey.
absolutely. And I love what I do now. And I work from home most of the time. Wake up, usually hop down the road from my apartment, work out, work from home. Then during the day, and we get together often and go out, grab drinks, have fun. Like,
It's a great time.
Basement bar.
yeah,
Please.
catch us at basement bar, loop maybe once in a while.
All the
We were
time.
first on the dance floor there a couple weeks ago.
Place was empty. We were there.
Some great times to be had after hockey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I don't know when it ends. Does it ever? I mean, I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna turn 27 in a month or so.
I think I'm going to shotgun my last beer at 68 years old.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I don't see an end in sight.
No,
Like,
not slowing down anytime soon.
but thanks for coming on, Yanner. It's been a great night spending with you, and I think we covered some fun topics here.
Absolutely.
But, great night, fellas, and we'll see you on the next episode next week.
It was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Around